heart of a bustling African town lived Kemi, a young woman who seemed to have it all: luxurious cars, a mansion, and extravagant jewelry. Meanwhile, her parents and siblings lived in abject poverty in a nearby rural village. Gossip swirled like wildfire. Did she abandon her family? Does she despise them? Did she sell her soul for riches? The mystery deepened when Kemi refused to explain her success, and her family avoided talking about her. The story flashes back to Kemi's childhood, her dreams of becoming someone great, and the endless sacrifices her family made to send her to school. Her mother sold firewood, and her father worked on farms from dawn to dusk to pay her tuition. Yet, she left them behind when her success began. Villagers whispered cruelly, accusing Kemi of turning her back on her roots. Her mother, however, believed that Kemi had her reasons and silently endured the shame and questions. Despite the riches Kemi displayed, there were moments when her eyes betrayed sadness. Only her closest friend, Amoka, noticed. Amoka tried to ask her about her family, but Kemi always deflected the question with a nervous laugh. Kemi's luxurious life began to feel like a prison of her own making. Rumors reached the village about Kemi's connections to powerful people in the city. Her siblings struggled with humiliation as villagers mocked their suffering. What kind of daughter abandons her family to live like a queen, they sneered. Kemi's mother, though heartbroken, never spoke ill of her daughter. Unbeknownst to the villagers, Kemi's wealth came from a sinister pact. Years ago, after losing all hope of success, Kemi visited a feared native doctor known as Baba Oloro. Desperate to escape poverty, she begged him for help. Baba Oloro agreed, but at a steep price. He performed a ritual that granted Kemi immense wealth, but she had to swear an unbreakable oath she could never share her riches with her family or anyone in her village. If she broke the oath, she would die instantly. Kemi was tormented by her decision. The wealth she had gained came with a heavy heart. She sent anonymous gifts to her family, but they always returned them, thinking it was charity from strangers. Kemi could only watch from afar as her family struggled. She convinced herself that staying away was the only way to keep them safe, but the guilt consumed her. Meanwhile, Kemi's younger brother, Tund, moved to the city for work. He promised himself he would confront his sister and get answers. The day finally came when Tund saw Kemi at a luxurious restaurant. He barely recognized her, dressed in designer clothes and surrounded by influential people. Tund's heart sank. Was this really his sister? Tund confronted Kemi outside the restaurant. "Why, Kemi? Why did you leave us to suffer while you live like this?" he demanded. Tears welled in Kemi's eyes as she begged Tund to come home with her. That night, in the privacy of her mansion, Kemi finally revealed the truth. She told Tund about Baba Oloro, the ritual, and the curse that forbade her from helping her family. Tund listened in stunned silence. "So you'd rather let us suffer than fight for us?" he asked angrily. "What kind of wealth is this if it cost you your soul?" His words cut through Kemi's guilt like a blade. For the first time, she questioned whether her life was worth living under the shadow of the curse. Determined to break free, Kemi returned to Baba Oloro. She begged him to lift the curse, offering to give up her wealth in exchange for her family's happiness. Baba Oloro laughed cruelly. "The pact cannot be undone," he said. "But there is one way: you must sacrifice your own life to free your family." At first, Kemi refused. She stormed out of Baba Oloro's shrine, angry and terrified. "Why should I give my life for this? Surely, there must be another way," she thought. However, days later, tragedy struck. Her younger sister Bola fell gravely ill due to the stress and poor living conditions back home. Seeing her brother's frail body in a hospital bed, Kemi felt a wave of guilt and helplessness. The sight haunted her, and she realized the heavy toll her wealth had taken on those she loved most. Haunted by Bola's condition and the image of her mother's weary face, Kemi started to reconsider Baba Oloro's words. What kind of life is this if my family suffers while I thrive? She asked herself. With a heavy heart, Kemi resolved to face the ultimate sacrifice if it meant her family could finally find peace and prosperity. Kemi was faced with an impossible choice. She spent days wrestling with her decision, but when she saw a photo of her mother looking frail and tired, she made up her mind. Kemi returned to the village and gave away her wealth, defying the curse. As she embraced her family one last time, she collapsed and took her final breath. Her family mourned her deeply, but her sacrifice lifted the curse. The wealth she left behind transformed their lives. They renovated their home, funded the education of every child in the village, and built a health clinic in Kemi's memory. Her story spread far and wide, inspiring people to value love and family over material wealth. Kemi's life teaches us that wealth obtained through dubious means often comes at a cost too great to bear. True happiness lies not in riches but in the bonds of love and the courage to make selfless choices. Greed and shortcuts may seem tempting, but they can lead to unimaginable sorrow. Ultimately, it is the sacrifices we make for those we love that define our legacy. Thank you for joining us on this emotional journey. Kemi's story is a reminder that every choice we make comes with consequences, and the greatest riches we can ever possess are the love and support of our family. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video to inspire others. If you enjoy stories like this, subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications for more powerful African tales. Until next time, stay true to your values and cherish your loved ones.